Welcome back to this channel. So today I'll talk about inner fire and anger. I think that anger is one of the most suppressed, most also misunderstood and most misplaced energies on the planet. Well, really there's a lot of distortion in our energetic expression, I feel, but I'm talking about anger now. So I want to talk about anger in regards to I want to correlate anger to our inner fire. And this inner fire in a balanced or healthy or homeostasis kind of state is actually, like part of our human experience. It's healthy, it's normal, it's natural, and this inner fire actually gets us out of bed in the morning. It lights us up with passion for things. It gets us going towards the things that we want to do with our lives. So it's actually a healthy thing. But what I see, what happens with our fire as we are children, and as children, I see this fire expressed in playfulness, in curiosity, in openness for the world. And of course, some of us children are also maybe a bit more shy or a bit more withdrawn, but children tend to have this natural curiosity towards life. So as a child, maybe we could say this inner fire is curiosity. And when I, as a child, then go out and about in the world and explore, unfortunately, it happens in our society that sooner or later, this inner fire is being either suppressed by telling the child that it shall not go here, or it shall not explore this, or it shall not speak about this thing, or it shall not say a certain thing. This is one way that this inner fire starts to get suppressed. This inner fire also starts to get distorted by society and the structures that are in place. Through the kid going to school, even already in kindergarten, the child is being told how to behave in certain ways. And now I do want to say I understand that structures are needed in order for the society to function and all this. But the thing is that I really feel that our society is functioning on an extremely body neglected level. There is extreme lack of sensitivity towards the own energetic system and what true needs are. So somewhere along the journey, we humans have established systems that are very ignorant of our true divinity, of our nature, and of our soul's expression and curiosity. So I see that this fire starts getting distorted, and children are being told what to do. And so for very few children this seems to work, that they do get excited about things that are being told in school and kindergarten, but for a lot of us you can see that it's not working. So this inner fire does not go away because it's energy, and energy cannot be made go away. It cannot disappear. It can only change form. So as this energy changes form, if it's not expressed in the way that it wants to express itself in this particular human being, it's becoming distorted. And it's coming out in unhealthy, if we want to call it unhealthy ways. This could be aggression. This could be passive aggressiveness. This could also be depression. So depression actually comes from the Latin word deprimere, and deprimere literally means to press under or to press down. And I think this refers to emotions that are being pressed down, as well as our potential, which kind of evolves out of curiosity. So if any aspect of our individual expression is being pressed down, depressed or pressed under, we can also experience something like depression. So this inner fire can either like express itself aggressively outward, or it can eat us up from the inside, burn us up on the inside. Both of them are not really desirable states of experience because they are hurting either ourselves or the people around us, or both. So what I have found with this emotional liberation, emotional resolution work, somatic processing work, it actually can be really helpful to give space to this anger or this inner fire and let it erupt. Because if we have many, many years or decades of suppressed fire, of suppressed life force inside of our system, this is like a volcano that's just seething inside of us, that's just wanting to break out. And so allowing this in settings, you know, like really setting a frame, giving space to the eruption to take place, meaning to allow the human being to throw a complete temper tantrum. Why temper tantrum? Because likely we have suppressed a lot of anger or fire in the past when we were told what to do and we did not feel safe or seen to express what we actually want to do. So I believe that most of us have experienced in our lives that we were told don't do this or do this and don't do that, and we did not want to do what we were told, but we did it because we did not want to lose the affection of our caregivers, because we did not feel safe enough to stand up for ourselves, because we couldn't even stand up for ourselves because we were young children, or we did have a temper tantrum and it didn't get met with understanding. It was met with rejection and with alienation. So in the healing journey, it can actually be really helpful to allow ourselves to consciously give space to a temper tantrum and to witness ourselves, or to even be witnessed by another person who's holding the space for us and with us. So my experience has shown that if I allow this inner volcano to erupt when it feels like it needs to erupt, then actually energy is being freed up, and all this excessive pent up fire can release. And from this, the natural flow of the inner fire can take place again. And this again in turn means that my personal potential can flourish, or can start to flourish. I can possibly feel more again what I actually really want to do with my life. And I can possibly start feeling the energy and the courage and the drive to actually pursue that kind of life or that kind of thing that I want to experience in my life. So this is an expression of healthy inner fire, and I believe that anger, the way that we often know it, is very often very misplaced and very exaggerated, because it is because our life force is so suppressed often. I also want to speak to anger as a protective mechanism. So one example that I just always bring, because I find it very clear and useful, is the animal kingdom. If we take, for example, a feline animal like a lion or a tiger, if the female, for example, has her little pups, is that what you say? Well, the little babies, and she feels like they are not safe because we are approaching, she will defend. So she will bring up her fire in order to defend her younglings, and she may attack in order to do so if she feels like that is needed. But I really have the impression that animals, they then retreat again once they feel that they are safe, or that their family is safe, you know. So animals use this little more outburst of fire to protect, but then they will also retreat again. And we humans, because we are also a little bit more complex in our brain structure, and we have, like, you know, the rational side of the brain as well, and can memorize things longer. I actually believe animals can memorize as well, but who knows, you know. So we humans can have this thing of seeking revenge, of feeling regret, and of feeling like, or of cultivating thoughts that make us feel like we still are angry about this person. And so this is something I see in us humans. When the anger is not expressed in a healthy way, it keeps seething. So if we hold ourselves back in stating our true needs, or in really stating our boundaries, then the fire hasn't been expressed as it really wanted to be, and it is seething inside of us, and then we hold a grudge against a person, or we cannot stop thinking about what they did to us, and we cannot stop thinking about what we want to do to them, and all this kind of stuff. And so then it also becomes useful to do emotional processing work, to allow this excessive energy to flow out, to really feel the intensity of whatever we might be feeling towards another person. And that can be really intense, very socially unacceptable stuff, but it can also, or it is actually, from my personal experience, really useful to allow this intensity of feeling to take place, because underneath that is real, true, embodied power and more embodied sense of strength. Yeah, so I'm curious how this video has been for you. If you have any questions or anything to add, you're welcome to send it in comments or in an email to me. I always ask, please be respectful with comments. If you have something, you know, more on the negative side to say, I really appreciate if there is respect, because it does take something for me also here to share this online, and I would really love to contribute to an online space that's more respectful. So thank you again for your time. Also, please hit subscribe and like on the video if this is really helpful and if you would like to see more. And otherwise, I'll speak to you again. See you soon, and see you next time.